96.5 WKLH, Dave and Carole Morning Show. Daryl Stuermer's in the studio with us right now. Of course, first leg of the big tour is over with, the European leg, and they resume the North American leg of the tour September 7th?
September 7th, yes.
Okay, and that's in Toronto, and that's actually kind of a weird thing because you're rehearsing to play smaller venues in Toronto, but then you open in Toronto in a really big venue.
Right. We're rehearsing to play arenas across North America.
Okay. And I enjoy these. And once again, I'm going to plug your website. If you don't ever go to Daryl's website, go to darylstuermer.com. I love the emails and the questions. For example, one of your fans writes in and says, just saw you in Prague, fantastic show, thanks a lot. I noticed you were looking pretty good. I like that. How do you stay so fit on tour and at home?
Did I answer that, or is it?
Yeah, you did. Let's see. Fitness Together magazine, a personal training program.
Ah, yes. I do have. I go to a place where you have a personal trainer. It's called Fitness Together.
Okay.
And in fact, it's on Silver Spring.
Really?
Yeah, it's next to Starbucks, and I've been going there for a while. So, I mean, for a couple of years, and it's been great.
So when you're on the road, though, you actually
do you go work out?
Yeah, you do
yes.
work out.
Yeah, I mean, what's nice is, you learn how to work out from a place like that, from a personal trainer, and then you go out on the road, and you can go, and a lot of the hotels that we stay at are, have great facilities. Mm-hmm. So you can go down there, and even though I don't have a trainer, I know exactly what I can do without hurting myself. Mm-hmm. And let's say if you're using 35-pound weights or something, you might use 30, just so you do a little bit less because you don't have someone spotting for you.
I may have asked you this before. You have to really be careful, though, about your hands, don't you?
Yeah, I always wear those gloves for lifting weights and things like that. Not that I lift big, powerful weights.
No, I understand that, but still, I mean, those are...
Yeah, if one can
as a
smash
moneymaker
it down
right
on a
there.
finger, that would be...
That's right. Well, I mean, even if I'm doing push-ups, I'll wear those. So you just... Yeah, I generally keep in shape. We all wish we weighed a little less. We always do. But, at least that way I keep my heart rate going. And when I'm at hotels, especially in Europe, because they're old hotels, I always use the stairs instead of the elevators. And I'll tell you, that makes such a difference. You're working out without even thinking about it.
Sure you are. Yeah.
So all I think about is use the stairs, use the stairs.
Now you're going to be at River Rhythms. Explain that. That's next week sometime, isn't
You're
it?
the only person who said that without any problem.
Next
River Rhythms.
River. Now,
I'm sorry.
Now you're in my head. Now you're in my head. Okay.
Don't you ever slow down? Take a rest.
No, I've only put 2 shows together since I've been here. So I did State Fair last week, and
how was State Fair?
It was great. I was really, really surprised. I've never played at this stage before. Funny thing is, when I arrived there, it's always a hassle to get in. Because you even have passes. You get all this, and you'll say, "Oh, is this the right way to go?" "Oh, I'm not sure."
Yeah.
You always get these kind of people, and I'll say, "Oh, come with me." And so we found. So
you must have run into the same people I did.
Okay, Randy Prosser, if you're listening to this, okay,
he knows
next time. Oh, he does.
Yeah,
okay.
I've already talked.
Okay,
I actually know Randy very well.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's a great cat. And anyway, so we come in, and I'm driving my truck in, and just a few of us. I don't have equipment other than my guitars with me, but so this guy says, "Okay, follow me." And I'm following this guy. He takes us to a stage. He took us to the wrong stage. Obviously, drops us off, and I'm walking around and going, "Wait a minute, Kool and the Gang's doing a sound check. I don't understand what's going on here. I'm not playing before Kool and the Gang." And this
You're playing with Kool and the Gang. I would love to see. They got all the get-ups.
It's a celebration.
They were sound checking, and they sounded great. And I thought, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. We're at the wrong stage. And it took us a half an hour before actually it all got together, and people took me to the right stage. Then you have to go through people.
Oh, sure.
You have to drive through people, and you have someone walking in front of you. The last time I did State Fair, which was a while ago, I actually had a police officer on a horse.
And, sure.
And the horse did his business in front of my truck. He did. He was walking all of a sudden. There it happens.
Well, that's the beauty of State Fair.
Yeah. Anyway.
Delicious food on a stick and horse manure and stuff everywhere.
But I did play it's called the Cousin Subs Amphitheater. Right. And it was great.
And the great part is when the show's over, people can eat the stage.
That's right.
Delicious fresh baked bread.
Yeah, I mean, the guy came back who's running the stage. He said, "Would you like anything to eat?" I said, "What do you have? Do you have some Subways?"
Yeah. I don't think so.
No, it was really great. And what was great about it was it sounded good up there, and it was a great audience. And it was really fantastic. It was beyond what I expected it to be, and we sold a ton of CDs that night.
That's good.
And so that was nice. Oh, one other funny part, though, is I saw Kool and the Gang, do their sound check, and I knew they played that night. I didn't see them.
Mhm.
The next morning I wake up and I was having breakfast. I turned on the Today Show. They were on the Today Show. So which means they did a red eye after that show, flew to New York.
Wow.
And I've done the Today Show 3 times, and I know how this goes. You have to be down there and do a sound check by 6. So usually you wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Then, I mean, it's like you guys, You wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and you get down there about 5:30 in the morning. Then you do your sound check at 6 because the show starts at 7, and you sit around until you play.
Wow.
Which is at about 20 to 9.
So those guys were.
They probably went right from the plane, from the
Yeah.
airport to
Yeah.
the studio.
Mhm.
They probably only slept on the plane.
Mhm.
And I was listening to them on the show, and they didn't sound like they were up all night. I mean, the hardest thing is for the vocalist. Anybody that sings. And I know Phil Collins, when he's done it, it's hard for him to sing. In the morning at 7 in the morning. Your throat's
Sure.
not ready for it. And these guys sounded great on there.
We've got Daryl Stuermer in the studio, but that is called River Rhythms. I did it again. Pierre Marquette Park, 3rd and Kilbourne. That's next Wednesday, August 22nd, 6:30 to 9.
Yes.
So people can go see you there.
How's Phil's voice hanging up?
It's great. That's the thing. I was kind of
Holding up.
Holding up.
That works.
I was thinking
There you
about
go,
that,
thanks.
because he had a little trouble on his tour. If you get sick and you might have trouble, and as you get older, your voice kind of lowers, and it's not as in shape as it used to be. Well, it's for some reason on this tour we had no problems. We had you always think you're going to have to cancel one show on a tour somewhere.
Mhm.
We didn't have to even come close. We changed some of the keys of the song to make the show a little easier, because if you have to do multiple nights, by the 3rd night you might be pretty rough. But he wasn't, because we made sure that if we play this particular song, instead of in the key of D, we played in C.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I had no idea you did that.
Yeah, most of the songs don't suffer from that. Because the key is very close.
Sure.
But you put it down maybe a whole step, and but we don't do that for every song. But we do it for the ones where we know it could be trouble.
Yeah, if you're playing like 3 nights in a row
Yeah.
and you're
Right.
somewhere. And
Yeah.
Now, speaking of playing a few nights in a row, Chicago's coming up in October.
Yeah.
How many ticket requests have you had?